you want to turn the radiator so you've got the brackets at the back, and then that will sit flush onto this part like that, facing the right way. So now we've got to put this pipe on. Now what we're doing, guys, is attaching these two hoses. So what I'm going to do is show you and then crack on with it. I'll just show you where we're putting them. What going on pretty alright, those actually. Hey all, welcome back to the channel, Rich43. Hope you're all doing good, guys. Hope you're all well. Today I'm building more of Dom's charger from the Fast and Furious franchise, and we're at issue 29, guys. As you can see, it's all packed, ready to undo for you guys. I do hope you're enjoying this build, guys. If you wanted to do this build, you want to come along with me, check out the Fanhome website, guys, and you'll be able to get this for yourself. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, guys, subscribe, like, comment and share. Press that bell notification, you will not miss any video I put up on the channel. Without further ado, guys, let's crack on with this week's build of the Fast and Furious Dodge Charger RT from Fanhome. Okay then, guys, so here to the left of the screen we've got the parts in this week's issue, which looks like the radiator to me, and then we've got the magazine. So let's kick off by taking a little look at this week's magazine, guys. I do hope you're all well, hope you're enjoying this build. There she is, guys, the Dodge Charger. I can't wait till this is built. It'll be so cool. Got some actors out of the movie, good content, guys. Nice family car there. Right, so right into this week's issue then. We're assembling the radiator. These are the parts we've got, which we'll take a look at in a sec. Let's just go through the rest of the mag first. Yeah, this is what we're doing then, guys, assembling the radiator. Put it on the rest of the chassis by the looks of it. So it's going to be a busy one this week, guys. I'm going to have to get the other piece of the model down, this part of it, the front end of the vehicle. And that is what it's going to be looking like at the end of today's video. So we're doing a pretty cool issue this week, guys. Progressing forward. And there's some more stuff here about cylinder. Pretty cool content in these mags. But yeah, that's the mag. And let's just get over the pack and see what we've got in this week's pack. Okay then, guys, so I've got out all the packaging. As you can see, we've got a load of screws this week: AP, AM, CM, MM screws, EM screws. So we've got a lot of screws this week. And then here we have the two pieces of the radiator. So yeah, that's 29A and that's 29B. I take it that's going to be the back and front of the radiator. Those are plastic, guys. And then we've got two of the parts here, 29E and 29F. These are the radiator hoses. Those are hard plastic also, guys. And then last but not least, we have got 29C. So a little add-on there. That's the radiator filler neck. And then we've got 29D. I mean, look at the detail on that, guys. If that comes on camera, look at that. So cool. And that is the radiator cap. So, without further ado, guys, let's crack on with this week's build of Dom's Charger. Okay, so we've got the two parts of the radiator. What you want to do is take the upper part of the radiator, turn it over like so, and then what we're going to be doing is taking the other part of it, the back of the radiator, and simply pushing those together. They don't click together, guys, they just rest on top. And then it's telling us to take 4 AP screws and screw those all together. So yeah, start off with that one first. As you know what I do, guys, I just put them in, start them off, once they're all in, screw them up. Yeah, it's the last hole on the piece. See, that goes in nicely. So you can see this hole here. Obviously that's not going to be a screw, it's just the latter end of the panels where we're screwing. Yeah, so you've got a little hole there. I think those are going to be for the radiators, the radiator hoses, I think. But they're all symmetrical in each corner, so you shouldn't go wrong, guys. So yeah, those are all in now, so I'm going to screw those in nice and tight. Being careful, screw them in tight, guys, not over tight, because you don't want to damage the piece. There we go. And last one. There you go, guys, that's the 4 AP screws, and that's built that radiator so far, and that's instruction 1 and 2. Now we're going to move on to instruction 3. Okay then, so now we're applying the radiator, guys. This little fella here is 29C, and that's got like a D shape, if you can see that just there. So it will only go on one way, on that little nipple thing there on the top of the radiator. And then we're putting the cap on also. Look at the detail on that, guys. Little things what's going to make this car pop. So first of all then, we want to put the filler neck on the top of the radiator. Now this will only go one way. You've got like a D-shaped hole in the bottom of there. So just carefully push that. It will go, should go. There we go. That's on. See how that looks. Just making sure that's on, guys. Yeah, that looks good to me. Now we're going to take the filler cap, which again will only go on one way, guys, because it's like got one of those D-shape connectors. So the flat end has to go that way. And there you go. Look at that. Doesn't that look cool? Love that. Not sure, I should have applied a bit of glue to that, to be fair. I mean, I don't know whether they want you to be able to take it off so it's realistic. It doesn't say put glue. I might put a bit of glue on that so it don't drop off. Now what we're going to do, we're going to take this piece what we assembled a few issues back. So you want to turn the radiator so you've got the brackets at the back, and then that will sit flush onto this part like that. Then we just got to attach that with 4 AP screws. Again, you shouldn't need any lube on these, guys, because we're going into plastic, so it should be all right. Before you screw them in too much, just make sure you've got the holes lined up, which there is some little grooves, so you should be okay. Easy enough to find those. Turn that around there so you can see what I'm doing. Touch that one. You have the 2 screws in the top of the radiator so far, guys. Now we've just got to do the bottom 2, and that is the radiator then attached to this part of the body of the car. Just make sure you've got that hole lined up, and carefully just screw the AP screw in. There you go, that's nice and tight. That's too nice and tight. See, that cap's dropped off. I think what I'm going to do, guys, when I finish filming, I'm going to dab a little bit of glue on that, because I'm going to end up losing that then. Because you have to keep moving it along when you're storing these parts. I'm going to lose that cap, and then I won't be very happy. So I'm going to glue that on in a bit. I mean, I don't need to film that, guys. You know, you get the key, but all I'll do, see, it's so little and flimsy. Put a bit of glue on the top of there, and then we're not going to lose it. It's up to you if you want to do that, guys. That's what I'm going to do. Right, that's nice and tight. So there we have instruction 3, all done. Put the caps on, the filler neck, attach the radiator to this piece of the housing, what we did a couple of issues ago. And what we're going to do now, guys, this part 28E, this pipe, this has to go onto there. See, that filler neck is the wrong way around. I've made that mistake, so you don't have to. It's not a problem. Just turn that around. Yeah, just make sure you got that little piece sticking out there, guys, facing the right way. Because now we've got to put this pipe on. And that's why I don't glue till the end of the issue, because if I'd have glued that, I'd have had problems. There you go, guys, look at that. Don't look good. But I think I am going to glue this on at the end of the video. I'm just going to leave that there for now because it'll keep dropping off. But there we have instruction 3, all done. Love it. Let's move on to instruction 4. Now, guys, I've got the chassis, the full half of the build, the front end of the build. What it's asking me to do, guys, is take off this front panel plate, which is 6E and 6F. Yeah, 6 of these. We've got to take the CM screws at this point here, this point, and this point, and we've got to remove that. Right, so you thought they would done this, so you didn't have to keep removing them, but they have. It makes the issues go, doesn't it? That's what they do it for, I think. So yeah, just carefully do this. Just be aware your engine's upside down. You don't want to be damaging anything on top of that. But we've just got to take out these 3 CM screws. And I think you might have guessed already, this is where the radiator is going to be fitting. So yeah, carefully take this front panel out. Let's get that screw off there. So yeah, there we have the front panel off, and now we'll move on to instruction 5. Now what we're doing, guys, is attaching these 2 hoses. So what I'm going to do is show you and then crack on with it. I'll just show you where we're putting them. One, I'll go on that pin there. Just see that orange pin. And the other one is going to go, let me just turn this vehicle around, this model. It's going to go on that bit, that pin there. I'm doing that, guys, because obviously I'm not going to be able to hold that up and show you at the same time, but now you know what I'm doing. So you've got a hole here in that pipe. All you've got to do, push it on, and that is it. Now you might think that's going to fall off, but I think once it's attached to the radiator in a sec, it'll just push it all together. So there we have that pipe, and it's just resting there. And we'll do the same with this pipe. Now this might be a bit tricky, let's have a look. Yeah, they're going pretty tight. So you've got the 2 pipes there, guys. You've got that one, and then you've got this one up here. And then what we've got to do is bring over what we've just assembled, this radiator, and we're going to turn that this way around. And what we're going to do, you've guessed it, attach those pipes, one into that hole and one into the top there. And this is going to be fun because I've got a feeling they're going to keep coming off as we put a bit of pressure on. See, I'm not sure if it might be easier putting it on the radiator first, so let's see. Because we've got to push to put it onto the rest of the chassis anyway. Going on pretty alright, that is actually. I think we might be winning here, guys. This one should turn around and go into the top of that radiator, like so. You just got to make sure you've got it all lined up where it needs to be. So hang on, let me just look where that's got to be. It's got to be flush with that. I think that might be, you know, this one's come out again. This one don't seem to be wanting to. That's got to be lifted up a bit so it's lined up better. Guys, that was a bit tricky. I had to take it off camera, but as you can see, it is now on all flush. I mean, here I'll show you. You've got little pins there, as you can see, one there and one there. Now, when you push it on, it will click. You'll hear it click. So it's pretty secure now already. The pipes are on. As you can see, that one's on. And the one down there, you probably won't see what that pipe's still on there. Now what we've got to do, now it's all clicked on, is secure it so it's not going to fall off. And it's telling us to put a screw in there. Let me just try and show that. A screw in there and a screw the other side, which is going to be fun. And those are going to be M&M screws, so I'll get them over and we'll get those screws in. So yeah, I've put that screw ready to put in there, guys. And I will try and do it so you can see me putting it in, but obviously if my hands are in the way, sorry about that. You won't have that problem unless you're filming also. But yeah, just carefully screw that in. That's the double M screws. There we go. So that one's in nice and tight. And these like got a wide, like a head on top, as you can see. And that's what's going to be securing this part, or these parts together, should I say. So put a bit of oil on them as well, but guys, so you can get them in pretty easy. Let me just move this build around. It's going to be a bit of a tight squeeze to get in here, but you know what, I should be using my magnifying glasses, shouldn't I? Check that out, guys, if you ain't seen it already. Brought some magnifying glasses to see in tight spaces like this. I'm not using them, as you can see, I've not put them on. I'll tell you what, I might use a thinner screwdriver, see if that helps. Yeah, it's better, guys, because you're not going to be knocking all your surroundings then. Nice and tight, and as you can see there, that screw in there is also done now. Now guys, after carefully turning your model over, we've got to reapply this front panel back to the chassis, back to the vehicle. So carefully put it back into position, like so, and then what we're going to do is screw it back together. There we go, that's fitting nicely, nice and snug. And then we're going to screw those CM screws back in to that front panel. I'm going to put a bit of oil on them. Again, being careful with your model upside down, guys, because remember you've got your top of your engine on your desk now, on your worktop. You might find it easier to put your hand underneath and just put the pressure to your hand. Take a bit of pressure off your engine. Yeah, so those two are nice and tight. As you can see, that's not exactly lined up, but I think what we've got to do is give it a bit of a persuasion push. It is tightly fitted in there anyway. So we've got to tighten these two up and put CM screw in there, and that is instruction 8 done. I might find it useful also, guys, maybe to undo that slightly, to push that up, to join it. I did, that's what I did, and it worked for me. So that's nice and tight. Re-tighten that back up. Make sure all these are nice and tight. Yeah, all good. And that's all good, guys. You've put your front panel back on, securing the radiator, but that's very tight to put on once you're putting it back at the front of the radiator. So like I say, loosen that just a tiny bit and you should be able to have a little leeway to push it where it needs to be. But yeah, that is instruction 8 done, guys. Let's keep on moving. Now, last of all, guys, before we finish this week, we are just now applying some EM screws for the last part of securing this front section. So let me just turn that around. very heavy, guys. But yeah, just there, you can see that's going to be an EM screw, and you just put that, and you can tell these with the big flange ends on the screw. And that, look at that, guys. Okay, it's looking. I'm just carefully turning this round. And if you're building this, you'll know it's very heavy now. I'm just try and put this in a place where you can see where I'm screwing. Very hard to do. That might be all right. And that is those EM screws in, guys. I've shown you where I was putting them, but I thought I'd just do the rest, tighten them up off camera, because you can't see my hands are all in the way and everything. But yeah, that's just securing the front end of that part of the front panel where the radiator is, so those are in there. And the same on the other side also. Guys, that is it for this week's video. It was a pretty busy one, pretty cool. Stay tuned to the end of the video, and what I'll do is I'll take a nice little shot of how it looks at the front. I'll keep taking this off, guys, the air filter, because I do not want to get it damaged. And I'll put that back on. Carefully put, there you go. Look at that. The iconic look is starting to come out now. Look at that, guys. Lovely. Oh, and remember, if you've done what I've done, to get your little filler cap, which is there, and pop that back on top, which I'm going to do in a minute with some glue. So I'll leave that for now, but when you see the video at the end, guys, it'll all be together. Hope you enjoyed this video, guys. That is it for Dom's Dodge Charger from the Fast and Furious franchise, Fanhome. See you next time, guys. Take it easy. Peace. That is it for this week's build of the Dodge Charger from the Fast and Furious franchise and the build company Fanhome. I do hope you've enjoyed it, guys. Like I said at the beginning of the video, if you want to do this build, guys, check out the Fanhome website. They've got loads of good builds at the minute, guys, including the Dodge Charger, which we've been doing today. It's been a pretty interesting issue today, guys. We've done the radiator and fitted that to the rest of the car, what we've built so far. I do hope you're enjoying this build, guys. If you're not already, remember to subscribe, press that bell notification, you will not miss any future video of this build or any other build on the channel. Appreciate all the support, guys, all the subs, the likes, the comments, the shares. But for now, I'm going to leave it here. Take care, guys. I'll see you next one. Peace.